last time on the build. Okay, we're getting ready to put the self-etching primer on the frame. I like these kind of guns. Just picked up a cheap gun like this, and this works well for doing frames because you got the paint separate from the gun itself. Normally you've got a spray gun that's a HVLP gun that has the paint right on top. Right now with this we can get in and around different areas of the frame and never lose paint flowing out the tip. So these work really well when it comes to doing a frame. Not so good on a finish coat, but they work perfect for doing self-etching primer. So we're going to get ready to mix the primer up and see what we can do. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the rags wet and we're going to wipe the frame down.
We're rubbing lacquer thinner on the frame. Getting ready to prime it.
Okay, we've got our paint gun here. It's got two positions on the trigger. You got air and you have paint. I want you to start with air and go to paint and then let off and then start with air with paint and come back. And I want you to just go back and forth. Does that make sense? Okay, you give it a shot.
We just got done priming this side of the frame. We still got to flip it over and do the other side, but we used a self-etching primer, which really has no filling capability, so it's not going to fill pinholes or fill little dimples, things like that. It's really just to seal the bare metal in so it doesn't rust on it. So that's why we sandblasted it to the extent we did to get all the rust off. Then you seal it in with the self-etching primer. Then we can go in and do any body work or whatever we need to do afterwards. If you can see down here on the side, you can see some of the little pits, dimples. That's basically just rust, and the sandblaster dug the rust out. That is not bad. You're talking about thick metal on this frame, so these little dimples aren't going to hurt anything. So we're going to scuff it up, get it back over in the paint booth, and put a good coat of epoxy primer on there. Once that's secured, then we'll start doing body work on the frame itself. On the frame, we've got all this pitting that we want to take care of. This is the top part of the frame, so with the body on it, you're not going to see a lot of it, so we're not going to spend a ton of time, but you still need to do some because if you get under the car, you will see over top of it a little bit in certain areas. So what we're going to do is focus on sections. I'll give each of you a section to work on, and we're going to sand this down a little bit, get it so it's got some bite for the body filler. And then we'll skim coat and to get rid of the pits. So we'll put body filler in there, then we'll block sand it down, prime over that, and you'll see it'll go completely away. So what we'll do is we'll get like a Sharpie or something. I'll mark off. I'm going to start with both of you on each side.
Okay.
These areas will, because of the slant, this will be the most visible area right here. So we're going to focus on this. We're not going to, this overlap of weld, metal right here, we're not going to fill that in. We're going to leave that line there. But we'll skim coat it here and then skim coat it here, just to get the dimples out.
Okay.
All right. Push hard on it, and that'll scratch the inside of where the dimple is. We just got done mixing up some body filler. And we're trying to fill in the pitting from where we sandblasted and got all the rust out. It's purely cosmetic, just to try to clean up the frame. We're going to do this over the entire frame. This is something that a lot of people kind of just put a coat of paint on it and let it go, just thinking, it's just the frame. But we're trying to get a good appearance from the frame because it will be visible. So some body filler, some elbow grease, sanding it down, and we'll get it nice and smooth and looking good.